Ready, girl? I can walk from here. Quentin.
Do you know? Something tells... Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible. And you'd have me give... The people of Lostwing are my family. And you'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to... So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak. If it's we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tuns filled. You know...
It's not that.
Then what is it?
You know that's not what I...
Then what are you? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? Who's to say you couldn't convince the...
I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall some...
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want... I can arrange...
That would be... I hear the roads are...
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Any statesman...
Reckon Master Quentin could argue an egg back up a hen's quib if he set his mind to it. Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as... He asked if I might have a solution. And I...
One of your co-conspirators...
Master Quentin would...
Another out. Just the thing we need to put these rotten good-thinking clients...
I'm glad you...
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quentin can solve our problem with the army, you still haven't mentioned how we might...
Oh, don't you worry, the 7 High... They have all agreed to make the... Oh, of course, it did take a little... But luckily I had some
From who?
Why, you, my boy.
It was more of a
Well... She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new... And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen... Now, join us there.
Of course.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have... That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says that my soldiers actually need their ration. They'll be dead even before...
Perhaps I might suggest an alternative. Those supply routes are indeed disrupted. Allow them to make port and fill there. But I'm sure that you... Two such firm... Rutherford spoke fondly of the...
Us?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the...
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe.
Upstanding.
Once more,
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to... We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause... There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot... If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander... Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea I present to you... Well, my boy,
That it is.
this is the role you were born. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its... I want you to keep this signed.
I will.
Sorry. Can't take you where you need to get to. But the Argo and me will be waiting when you get back.
What do you think that thing is?
And how the hell is Sid gonna deal
Damn
with that?
distraction is what it is. Now back to work.
Ah, Clive. This is it then. Indeed. You're wrong. Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril.
His will.
In the crypt, after Kupka was kind enough to drive, and in the process of doing...
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course, I want to know.
Very... Back to Tabor then. Not to be reunited with Lute this time.
Sid,
By all means.
it's my old master. Seems there's and something else.
How did she come?
Finding bearers, and it seems the cells of... And even better for her.
Leaving the bearers.
Sid, I'd like to believe, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden curse breakers from traveling, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather...
We'll be needing.
Does that...
I'm making it, and we stand.
Thank you. Chadwick, the thought of...
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find...
The entrance to the prison lies in the We should head...
As do I.
How long has it been since the jailers of Balmung abandoned their charges? Without food or water.
The hour fast approaches. My decision is... You said it yourself. He must.
He must.
Make ready.
Welcome, welcome. Come again.
Your Grace?
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do a...
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive
The day before we left for Phoenix.
What are these plans?
his plans for the duchy, Your Grace. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the
He wished to see men and bet. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his life.
But he thought it achievable none, nor would he have entrusted his vision to those who would have stood with you, shielded you.
It's a pity.
'Tis true that those most loyal to but one at least remain.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extend...
And where is this?
She awaits you in the archive, Your...
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Lord Marquis.
What is it?
One of our brethren. He sent an owl.
Was he surveying?
No. The object, an ancient religion, by gaining an
And so you sent one of your brothers?
Fully, I entrusted the mission to one of them, though he has been yet. It's for as you...
But Ash is a...
Perhaps. Mickleburg, it lie, if...
All right.
You are go then. When last I heard from him, the third chair was...
News has reached us of the Black Bulk.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we? The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working.
My lord. I am Goditha, retain... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me...
Lift up your head, lady. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady.
What exactly is the gift?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom...
Indeed it has.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures of Alas. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which... But it was not to be.
I see.
His sons meet. It was your father's wish. But with his grace long since gone, you are grown men now. And while I would not presume to I know that...
Thank you. What else? Of course, my...
Oh, I am...
Do you know where we...
I do. It is found in the bellies of Elder Griff. We do at least know where to find one.
A certain...
You are most perceptive, your grace. In fact, this is the... Were you to slay it in his stead?
What say? What?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in Titan's Wake.
Titan's Wake is to the south.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rossfield. Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
The Griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster light. Thank you, your father would...
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is...
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me. The armbands are prey. Heartstone is harder and more... And the graven vines encircling...
It's a message. Enemies who would thwart it.
And only if we stood together.
Indeed. His Grace knew the but this was more. It was a...
Thank you for remaining this...
Forgive me, there is something I don't... The Undying told me that after Father, even if the armbands were incomplete, So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Of the deep love he had for In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn you. When word of the fire reached Rosalith,
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, and so my pursuit. He informed me that His Grace...
Lady Goditha.
As do I.
Thank you, my... for coming back to it. I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The banns. It must be gratifying to finally receive the...
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part, let him see that you...
I suppose. What do you say, Clive?
I was hoping to...
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recover, I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your...
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate. That I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father. if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then,
Onward.
and to a new beginning.
Sid, I was...
It depends what...
a bearer, but recently freed from his... As you know, the work we do is not easy.
I don't mind.
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking... But scouting, we're few. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' testing?
One can never...
True or word, I'll let the initial... And now he is to...
No time like...
No time like...
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
Miss Shirley says your books made quite an impression on the children. You've inspired them all to become writers themselves.
Is that so? I'll need to find some more parchments then.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid.
Of course.
It is not my name. I wish to...
No, I will not send good men and women. Why would you want to go?
I need to... I was raised in an orphan. Or rather, it was not a place of nurture. We were tortured. And few ever survived long enough.
I can't imagine.
They lost. But they must be remembered. The Institute was run with military precision.
You were a good friend, but the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find it.
Vida Grace.
All right.
May the Mother... The plains of Vida Grace have haunted my dreams since I escaped from Northreach. I say...
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
A fortress?
I don't pay for that.
Who do you think?
I'm nervous. Well, met, sit. This is the initial...
yours. Please. Just...
Oh, the sergeant says you...
To become a scout, yeah.
I am.
And who would that be?
Gav. No magic, it taught me, and I've been training ever since.
You clearly have good intentions.
So...
Not far from here is an Imperial lookout. Eastward. And bring it
here.
No. Sneak, you'll need to assess this all without...
Ember.
Know my limit. I won't let you...
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember! Then run!
If you want him. Gone.
Where is Ember?
He must have fled. He was just standing there. He was nowhere to be...
I knew the boy had...
The right... I believe this is the logbook you...
Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? To bring the thing back without getting...
He has you then, Nazair.
But Sid...
He did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. Don't you leave...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
You should have seen him.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Yes. Truth be told, it was me, but from what I hear...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the face of it. He didn't lose heart.
Indeed it is. The fact remains, however, that Ember will... All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more...
Wait, Sergeant. And this time he was found wanting. After all.
With a bit of hard work, any but a scout by sniffing out that log. Wouldn't do.
Fine.
I'll do. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have. I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, though. Just like some, and if you ask me, that time the curse breaker.
Good know.
Just, next thing you know, it'd be
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But remember that.
I will. Sid, I wanted you to know. I will be taking personal responsibility for Ember's combat training.
Come on. Run like the wind.
This be Nickelberg.
Thanks, girl.
These people aren't. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you too heed
the call? No, to be honest, I...
What are you doing? It is my home.
You keep...
They came to perform this village. Is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the...
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our...
Let us be reborn in free...
They want to... Forgive me.
You mean the traveler?
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your...
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill, much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more you have seen them at their prayers, they devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him with all of their... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master. And so I would see it through, that they might do their duty to their...
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the... Forgive me, my lord. Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out. Beneath the flood. There must be something. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become Akashic in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are. I should get this reported.
My lord, I am glad
I met with your third.
Thank you, He
died, but I buried him in Mickle.
If you...
The villagers, they prayed to their god that they might be Then an ether flood came. Your brother even knowing that...
Then he... For the right to choose how one dies...
Sid would...
A noble, only that we live, a court for better, or...
But he didn't die for your creed. And you still believe...
I believe we of the Undying are not... And this was his will.
I'd like to know this man, to know the names of all the Undying. They died serving my house. That is my...
Of course, I shall fetch my lord the greatest honor, though our... And were they...
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts. You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
You alright? About... Oi! Let's see...
Something troubling.
It's just...
I'm sure she'd like...
Back in the north. Yeah,
So?
The problem...
Is there anything... All right, then.
A good luck charm. But not...
Not just then.
No. There's... Thing is...
Only the big...
That or the...
There's no... I think I might...
You're a good...
Good girl.
Faster!
This won't be easy. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the... barracks. His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching from a distance.
Subtle. I know who...
Then we need not waste. Hand me, leave it in our...
Your care?
That, but by one...
Then I'll have to... I won't let you...
Then we... Very well.
Let's see.
Impressive, but
we have... Why do you want it?
It lays out to know... It tells the shameful history. Would you say that this interpretation...
I don't know.
Vivian.
You don't? Your sword may be shut, so let me... There is no... That a series of events. It is a question of numbers. If enough people...
So you're trying to...
We are trying to protect from knowledge. That is all. You may keep the... The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian.
Trouble with your gear, or... Crack the crystal? Not a very good one, but then... So, what'll it be?
And?
Yeah. What do you want? You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Vivian, I found it.
Even though I asked this of you, I fear the executors had seized
I met with one of these, and I convinced him. He told me something, that the truth is just a matter of collective belief, and that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable. Provided that those who wish to change it can, as the sad history of...
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. She was a heretic, you see. A gallows stood ready for her, and by shunning society, or perhaps I, too, have always felt somehow... She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely...
Do you still feel that way? That you're not...
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather... But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking, so if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, when enough give the men and women of this benighted world...
I'll try, Vivian. Come on. Run like the wind. Don't get surrounded.
to ride from here. Rest in peace. Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by Akashic. I need to hurry. All right. Back to the stables, Carl. There were no guards out.
None manning the gate. It's a different story. If Chadwick was...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check.
Then I'll search...
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bear. Locked up tight. So this place was no order, and I doubt they'll have taken... Minimal loss of Waloed alive. Even the Imperials take... They were feeding bear. Nothing but Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Shouldn't bother.
No luck.
I know. Bearers die every day in service of pitting bearers against a wild beast. And not just those who... and those who would...
I'm afraid.
Then we're too...
Don't say that.
Our key.
Perhaps it will fit one of the... Finish up here.
All right. If we don't find any survivors, we've risked our lives for nothing.
Let's see what we can find down here. Survivor. And she sounds close. There's no need. Are you alone?
Thank the...
It was worth our coming.
Ready when you pause. What?
Where is he?
Shadow.
Was that?
We have to get out.
Doris.
All right. I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson. You're safe now.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Cid, are you...
I'm fine. What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought.
Chad...
Come on.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now.
From what I hear, you've been...
She is. I thank the flames.
I know. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize. How he fought. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met. I'd like to hear more about...
Of course. You already met my former master. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bid. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. So we escaped after so many years of...
But even in Captain, he died, not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. And the curse breakers will... I'll fight and...
Thank you, Doris. This won't be easy. Back to the stables, Carl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. looks like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be? There's something hidden among the roots. This must be the registry. So many names in this place. Where is the architect of all this? Where is any time, I suppose? I'm done.
I hear that the Juba...
I did.
If the... The director was a brute.
The registry was all I found. There was no sign of a body.
I pray all their names are my friends. I can still... Children who were taken... No explanation ever offered. But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. All of Valisthea will know, and in the...
Neither will I.
These... the realm will hear of Badbach. And I pray that the tale of my fallen friends
If Joshua's worried about... It's usually... Joshua, I don't think I'd I suppose she doesn't think...
And that's why, to let her know that... But how?
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied and Jill and I...
To see this, it was the first time. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire
In the rain. It was the Lord Commander who finally found Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much...
You're saying I should go and scout the... This is the place.
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared.
We keep looking. Man's Hill.
Perhaps. It's the only place I know of.
Then why not?
Someone at the... Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me, a silver chocobo.
Oh, or maybe there was a man stopped near some moose.
We'll see.
The feller who claimed he was attacked didn't linger here long. Said he was going to go back and capture it.
see you. Put the wind right up. And thank goodness, like being back in half of me wishes they had. When I was at... my gran, I swore that... it ain't exact. And that's... Stop by for an ale any time, eh?
What are you after? That all, is it?
Just because the heavens have gone to wreck and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do? You've the look of them.
I'm looking.
That's no one has seen where it is. They were all veneers to...
You're probably...
The hills around the rest are crawling with wild chocobos. If you're not too picky about the colour of their plumes.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers away to Eastport has my thanks.
Who else would it have been but Martha?
Can I help you? You wouldn't happen to...
But if it's fancy...
Was a silver...
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be the... A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon Tride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But... since I'm already here...
Every few years, someone comes along claiming they've sighted a silver bow.
This is no time to ride. Come on. Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change. More tracks. The chocobo was here. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be dead. It's all right. I'm not just borrowing. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they...
It was no trouble at all. Clive, you're back. How'd you get up?
Any luck?
Chris, where?
It's a...
Right there.
Everything up the empty cabin made for the perfect shelter.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. They'll find an... After all, anyway. And now all that's...
I didn't...
Like the fact and that bone Ember gave me's a but it was...
So...
Don't speak too soon. There we... What do you think? I think if you ever hang up... I will, I should go and...
Give it my best.
You can... I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
How are you feeling?
Well... Is something
wrong?
Go on. Did you make...
We did. Aye. It's a good luck charm. I mean...
I thank you.
If there's anything you need.
I will.
Fancy a swift?
I could be... Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have... I said I was going to get back to it.
What is it?
Thanks.
I know.
One of these days,
If by under the table, I reckon one...
Ha ha. But just wait till we crack open the bottle I left. That stuff's strong enough to...
Sounds like I'll be needing...
Do you think they'll come?